Tonight, only on HAPPENING.fun. We are attractions. We are casino events. We are nightlife. We are festivals. We are concerts. We are Florida events. We are movies. We are sports. We are live performance. With your host, Napoleon Plays. With your moderator, Al Ferguson. Celebrities and interviews. Pitbull New Year's Eve. Worldwide VIP food and wine party. Let's plan ahead. 2020 South Florida Fair. Play ball. Play fair. Out and about. Wilton Onesie Wonderland 2020. Around Florida. Gasparilla Pirate Fest. The Fun 5. Tomorrowland New Year's Eve 2020. It's all happening tonight on South Florida's most popular live source for things to fun. Only on HAPPENING.fun.
Well, good evening, South Florida, and Merry Christmas. We are very excited to be here. I'm Al Ferguson.
I am Napoleon Plays, here to help you guys celebrate all of the holidays and not just the Christian.
That's right. Oh, we're going to get into Hanukkah.
We're ready to go. We're ready to go.
Okay. Well, as you know, you're watching HAPPENING.fun, and we bring you, South Florida, the best things to fun in South Florida. And this week is no exception. We don't get off for the holidays.
We do not, but we get to do some fun things, and we get to bring you guys along with us. So please come join us. Come say hello.
That's absolutely right. Now, remember, we're a live show, and that means anything that can happen, usually does. Napoleon's probably going to screw up multiple times through the show, and I'm going to make fun of him.
And he's going to mispronounce every name we have.
That's probably true. Tell us about events, if any producers...
That's right. If you guys have any event, festival, or just fun thing that you want us to participate in and get the word out there, please make sure to submit it. It's very easy. Just submit at happening.fun. Send your email right there.
That's right. And South Florida, we thank you very much. This is the most popular source in South Florida for things to fun. Last week, more than 16,000 of you watched our show, and we really thank you.
We're super excited.
How do we accomplish that in terms of having people see the show?
I'm glad that you asked that. Well, it's very simple. We want you to like, share, and subscribe. And if you're really a fan, we know you are, start a watch party. It's really simple. Watch this.
When viewing our live show in your app, please click share. On the next screen, you can write text to your viewing audience and then click Start Watch Party. You've done it. Enjoy your party.
And it's as simple as that, South Florida. Start a watch party like HAPPENING.fun. We're going to bring you all kinds of fun things. Remember, we come to you every Monday night at 8 p.m., and we are the most popular live source for things to fun in South Florida. So before we get started, we'd like to thank our presenting sponsor that makes HAPPENING.fun possible, and that is an attorney, Barbara Warren Lowley, and she is an immigration attorney and our principal presenting sponsor that makes all of this possible.
Thank you so much, and from every one of our fans. Thank you, too.
Absolutely. All right, let's dive right into it and find out what's really great for the weekend of December 28th.
Now, do it.
Napoleon, you know, we break our show down into 5 different segments of things to fun. Did you know that there were so many things to fun?
I can indeed count to 5.
Yeah, okay.
So I do that every single week.
My goodness.
We start every week just by doing that. We count up to 5. We make sure we know it.
All right. So let's start into what we call block or segment number 1, and that is called celebrities and interviews. Now, of course, we know that in South Florida, celebrities are uber. We probably have as many celebrities come and live here or visit in South Florida
comes here for
as
work,
New York
or
or Los Angeles, right?
For fun.
Exactly.
Or to become a celebrity.
So we have a major number 1 event this week, which is having to do with Pitbull. And New Year's Eve is coming, and Pitbull Worldwide VIP Food and Wine Party is taking place at the Bayfront Park in downtown Miami.
That's right.
It's December 31st, of course, New Year's Eve at 8 p.m. Now, the Bayfront Park party itself is free for everyone. But Pitbull does a special event at the Bayfront Park for VIP, and you have special food, open bar, etc. It really makes it a special event.
It is not just standard food. They have everything blown to the top for this New Year's event. They have firecrackers on the drinks. They have color-coded and color-coordinated burgers. They have everything that you could possibly want in South Florida, or honestly anywhere. It's a great reason to come and visit.
Absolutely, and it's our number one thing to do this week in celebrities and the interview of celebrities. It moves us to our block number 2, and what's that?
Right. This one is called Plan Ahead, because sometimes, if you're like me, you might not be able to...
Not millennial.
That's right. No one ever mistook you for one. I can guarantee that. And whether you're a millennial or you're just somebody else that is getting in the habit of being more organized, a great 2020 resolution, by the way, we have this block just for you, and we call it Plan Ahead. For this week, we have the 2020 South Florida Fair Play Ball. This is going to be at the South Florida Fair in West Palm Beach, and it's January 17th from February 2nd. This is an all-day event, and for you sporties out there, or you people that just like to watch and have fun in the games and festivities, we want to make sure that you get out there.
Napoleon, I bet you didn't know this. The South Florida Fair that's at the South Florida Fairgrounds in West Palm Beach is the largest fair in the state of Florida, except for the Florida State Fair in Tampa. It's the largest considered a county fair, but it is way beyond that. International exhibitions are held at it, lots of major entertainment. It's a lot of fun. Have you ever been?
I have not been to this. I'm curious what makes it a county fair.
Well, it's done on the county level. It's done in Palm Beach County.
It's thrown by them.
Yeah,
so,
it's like Broward County Fair, Dade County
it's
Fair,
bigger
et
than
cetera.
that.
Yeah,
Sure.
absolutely. And it's a lot of fun. It runs from January 17th to February 2nd, and there is everything. Of course, a giant midway, but lots of events, exhibits, lots of shows. It's a lot
can
of
people
fun.
go and watch you play any ball? I know you used to do some softball.
Yeah,
you
a
said you were
softball
varsity
player
in high school?
Yeah, that was football.
Oh,
I played football, not softball. Right.
Defense, though, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's right. All right, so that's our number one Plan Ahead event for this week, and that is the South Florida Fair.
Right.
It moves us into our third block, which is out and about. And I always point out to Napoleon, lots of people that are watching Happening.fun don't realize that this has South Florida, one of the largest gay communities in the country.
That's right.
And there are so many amazing out and about events that are open to everyone, but specialize in the gay community. And the number one event this week that is coming is really outstanding, and it's fun. This is an example of how whimsical this community is. They have a party in Wilton Manors called Wilton's Onesie Wonderland 2020, and it is on January 18th at 7 p.m. on Wilton Drive. It's a progressive party. Now, do you know, being a millennial, do you know what a onesie is?
Well, I can watch this video right now. When you said whimsical, you were not kidding. Everybody is in their pajamas, their one-piece pajamas, not something you don't normally want to do in Florida. It's hot, but this is indoors. It's during the winter, and you can get out the fleece. You can get out. All of these are themed. You have to go find it or make a new themed costume, essentially.
Yeah. The gay community here in South Florida really figures out unique and interesting ways to have fun.
I love all of these characters that we have in all of the color. There really should be nobody wearing the same thing as anybody else. Right now we have we have a shot of everything that goes on here.
A shot of everything.
Gay Place America.
One of the things I think is great about this out and about party called the Wilton Onesie Wonderland 2020 is this is actually a charity event, and you do a progressive party on Wilton Drive.
One place to the next.
One place to another.
You can hop on in along the way.
Exactly, and it benefits SunServe, which is a great medical HIV service provider here in South Florida. Works in trans community issues, lots of different kinds of things. So it's a party for a cause, so to speak, and that is our number one thing that we prepare you for.
What a good reason to go.
Exactly, in our out and about section. And by the way, while we're talking about out and about, we want to talk about one of our sponsors this week. And one of our sponsors is, speaking of the out and about and gay LGBTQ plus community, is the Log Cabin Republicans.
That's right.
Do you know what a Log Cabin Republican is?
I do. In fact, did you know I just recently went to their meeting in December?
You did?
I got to introduce myself to a whole bunch of Republicans in South Florida, meet new people, understand more of what they do, and just get a different perspective.
That's right. Well, their meeting is going to be on January 7th at the American Legion Hall number 222 in Oakland Park at 7 p.m. p.m. And we've done a number of things in helping promote the Log Cabin Republicans, a gay conservative political group that identify as Republicans. And their meeting is going to be on January 7th and a sponsor this week of HAPPENING.fun, which we thank them very much.
Next up is our next section, which we call Around Florida. While we do reside in South Florida, and there is a lot to do in South Florida, it is a big state. And we know that there are lots of places that you might want to visit. And this section, this block, is just for you out there that want to go to some of those other locations all around the state. Up for this event, we have the Gasparilla Pirate. Gasparilla. It's not pronounced Gasparilla?
No, Gasparilla in Tampa.
You're not just whitewashing that.
No. Actually, I have ridden in this parade. I have been a marshal host in this parade in Tampa.
Well, can you tell me who the parade is named after?
Okay, well, think of Mardi-Gras.
Okay.
This really is kind of a spring Mardi Gras parade. The city of Tampa on this parade, and this year the parade date, help me, is
right.
January 25th.
January 25th. It's 11 a.m. to 8:30.
What happens is approximately 40 crews, like Mardi Gras crews, put on this parade, and the most famous of them all is a pirate theme. And what happens is the mayor of the city of Tampa must surrender to the pirates, and they turn the city over in surrendering to the pirates, and then they have a day of debauchery and wildness.
That does sound like Fat Tuesday up in New Orleans.
They sail in on a pirate ship, and they literally take over the city of Tampa in the downtown area and celebrate in all kinds of parties. You wear your beads, and you wear your exotic clothing and pirates, and it's so much fun. There's probably 50 floats in it. I've been to this parade
It did start in
many
1904, and I know you like to slam me for slamming you for your age, but it started over 100 years ago. It seems like you've probably been at every one since.
Dude, really? Is that that's what we're going to say? Well, I'm going to let that pass because this is such a fun thing to do. The Gasparilla Pirate Invasion in Tampa. It's something that all of us in South Florida should consider. It's easy, 4 hours away up in Tampa Bay.
It's a big old parade where you get to be a part of everything.
And so many parties. Every bar in town is absolutely, it's like Mardi Gras. It's probably the closest that we have to Mardi Gras in the state of Florida with pirates. That's right. It finally moves us to our final segment, which is our most important. And it is called the 5 Fun Things.
It's called Fun 5. Like you said, we're live. Misspeaking is your thing to do.
All right, got it.
It's called the Fun 5, and it is all about the fun things to do, the things to fun, as we call it.
Are you
in
finished?
South Florida.
I
could keep going. It's the Fun 5.
All right.
The Fun 5 things to do. The
That's
Fun 5
right.
things to fun.
That's right.
The
All right.
Fun 5
The
things
Fun
to fun.
5 things to do this week all have to do with a big event. What big event is that?
Number 5 on this.
No, I don't mean that. We're talking about New Year's Eve.
Oh, that's right, because we're just a couple of days away. When you're working every day, it gets a little bit lost.
That's right. A big turnover. The end of a decade is on top of us.
Jesus.
So we are getting ready to celebrate the end of our decade, the start of a new one, December 31st, 2019, moving into January 1, 2020. And our
really
Fun 5 things this week all have to do with New Year's Eve. All right, so let's talk about number 5. A great hotel. I love the hotel at Fort Lauderdale Beach, the W Hotel. And they put on a big New Year's Eve party called Tomorrowland. And Tomorrowland is their New Year's Eve party. Absolutely a rocking party. More than 1,000 people come to the event. You've been to the W, I know.
I have been to the W, and it also makes complete sense that for 2020 they would call it Tomorrowland because it's all about a new decade, about thinking about the future. Obviously, there's a big election coming next year. There's a lot of things that you want to forwardly think as we enter a new decade. So it's a wonderful theme.
That's right. And so that's number 5. Tell me about number 4.
Number 4 on our Fun 5 Things to Fun is the New Year's Eve at the Clevelander Beach. It's in South Beach, and it's also, I believe, on Art Deco Drive, correct?
That's right. It's on Ocean Drive.
Ocean Drive.
And the Clevelander is great. I've stayed at the Clevelander twice, and they have an incredible pool complex right on Ocean. They have DJs on the first floor. They have DJs on the roof, bars on the roof, and also in the main pool complex.
The outdoor pool that you get to do in the middle of New Year's.
That's right. This New Year's Eve party is super casual because it's outdoors. You're on South Beach. It's really cool and chic, and it's a great alternative. If you don't want the bow tie kind of New Year's Eve, this is
and you'll be
great
sky high for the fireworks, for everything that goes along. You can see it all along the Miami skyline, all along the whole.
Absolutely. And the casualness of the Clevelander leads us to the Fun 5 number 3. And number 3 is something much more formal, and that's back to Fort Lauderdale to the famous and elegant Riverside Hotel at Las Olas Boulevard. And the Riverside Hotel's New Year's event is called Bubbles and Bow Ties. Can you figure out why?
Well, not based on what you're wearing, but I assume that you get some champagne for the bubbles, and you
And
wear a
you
nice
wear
bow tie.
a nice bow tie.
Shout out to our
Exactly.
friend at Bubbles and Pearls, Chef
Yes,
Josie, always
Chef
wearing a bow
Josie.
tie,
That's-
serving her champagne.
That's right. The Riverside Hotel, historic in Fort Lauderdale, right on Las Olas Boulevard. It's an elegant New Year's Eve. And if you want to do something special, you think about like the Great Gatsby or something like that, the Riverside is a great choice for you.
And you're saying it's elegant, but there's still a lot of time for some levels of debauchery, right? A little bit of partying that we're seeing going on, a little bit of some dancing.
If I
Find a
went,
stranger to
I
kiss.
would be elegant. You probably would sneak off someplace and be debaucherous, I guess, is
It's
what
a new
you're
year,
trying
you
to
got to
say.
bring it in correctly.
So that's number 3 at the Riverside Hotel. Tell
Number
us-
2 in our Fun 5 Things to Fun is DJ Zedd at New Year's Eve 2020. This is at DAER in South Florida. DJ Zedd is honestly one of my favorite DJs. I have known him for maybe a little over a decade. I grew insanely attached to him because of his song Lights with Ellie Goulding. It was just played everywhere. It reminded me of parkour and Super Mario. And then he also has a really famous song that I learned from Glee, Clarity, which is a really fun song.
Absolutely.
It is amazingly
and you know, equally important on this New Year's Eve event, beyond the DJ, in terms of what you said,
is the location.
is the DAER nightclub.
That's right.
If you haven't been to the Hard Rock Live, by the way, I've just recently stayed there. I was a guest. I stayed at floor 34, I think it was 34, on the guitar, at the top of the guitar.
But back to DAER.
DAER is their Caesar's Palace, Las Vegas type of nightclub. During the day, they have pool, cabanas, bungalows, and then at night, they have this wall that comes up and it turns into an inside venue. Quite
Really
amazing.
Party from morning to night and get a whole different vibe. The day will pass with you.
Exactly right. And that's our number 2 event at DAER Nightclub at the Seminole Hard Rock in Hollywood. That leads us to our number 1 Fun 5 event this week. Again, for New Year's. And this is extravagance. And that is the Miami Biscayne Bay Fireworks, which is one of the big events in the entire nation. The fireworks on Biscayne Bay in Miami, but do it in a special way. New Year's Eve on the Gatsby Yacht. Now, the Gatsby Yacht is a special yacht. It is a $40 million yacht. And the yacht is a special event that's going to be right in the middle of Biscayne Bay. You're going to have elegant hors d'oeuvres, open bar, champagne toast. The champagne toasts are with Dom Pignon. It is super elegant on this uber deluxe yacht.
That's a very strong idea with naming it after Gatsby.
Exactly. And there's
1920s.
probably a very good chance that I'll be at this New Year's Eve party while you're at the Clevelander.
Well, I'm probably going to party hop from hop safely, obviously, from
Okay.
place to place to make sure that you can find that perfect person to kiss right at midnight.
Okay.
I don't want to be near you.
Right, exactly. Right back at you, dude. But it's our number 1 Fun 5 thing to do this week, and absolutely an experience of a lifetime to do New Year's Eve on the Gatsby Yacht right in the middle of Biscayne Bay in Miami. So, Napoleon,
That's a lot of New Year's stuff to cruise between.
that's
Jeez.
our week of happening.fun for the weekend of December 28th. Many things happening this holiday week. For Christmas, what are you going to be doing?
Well, I'm going to continue to celebrate with my family. They just came down, and we actually have our very first ever Florida holiday season. So we're
Awesome.
celebrating Hanukkah, Christmas, the New Year, all things together. It's going to be a blast.
That's great.
What about for you?
I'm, first I'm going to, with your family, we're going to go to the Seminole Hard Rocks. We're going to enjoy that. And I'm thinking about maybe going up to St. Augustine or something like that, to something a little out of town for Christmas. I don't quite know
So
yet.
you're
but
going to go around Florida.
I'm going to go around Florida. Exactly that.
Look out for this one.
All of South Florida, we wish you a very Merry Christmas. And remember, happening.fun is here. We are the most popular source of things to fun in South Florida. We are live every Monday night at 8 o'clock. I'm Al Ferguson.
I'm Napoleon Plays, and we want your events. So submit at happening.fun, and we'll see you guys next week.
We wish you Merry Christmas and
Happy Hanukkah.
good night.